Okay, hello. I gotta do this fast. It's 12 minutes till. And so here's my notes. Critique of the modal monogamy. Kant, of course, having to also include the means and the ends being equivalent, essentially, would and has the opinion of no. Polygamy is not good because essentially you're not able to um, give enough. So you're not giving your true enough, and so that person's going to have something lacking. Um, as you had put it, you're really not loving them. So Break's critique points out um, like talking about like the negatives. Points out that you got cultural norms that actually could be feeding like a loop, even like who would know where that started, where the norms and what's natural, you know, actually coincided with each other. So even though we've definitely shown how having a nuclear family is obviously very successful, it's very fulfilling for many people, but um, I, let me continue with more of the stuff. Also, because we have other loves that um, that that doesn't stop us from loving others. You had mentioned like children and stuff, and my house is a perfect example of that. I have my sister, my nephews and nieces, and then some people we've sort of adopted, and my brother's here, my cousin, my other cousin who has two children, and it's like there's always this flowing out as a different perspective with each person. I do believe that yeah, you do have to keep a circle because you can't extend yourself too far. The way I've always thought of it is the family unit is like communist, and then your neighborhood's kind of socialism, and then when you get into the cities and stuff, now you're going into where you know the Constitution, freedom of individual rights and whatnot need to be protected. But it's not necessarily it's because of the center, and this is why a lot of people who think on that they're thinking more family, and you have to just realize that as further out you get, the more interest of those people have less of you in mind, and so you have to be vocalizing on that. So, anyways, I actually see this too because uh, there's different fathers that have come and gone, sometimes come back and stayed and stuff like that, and you know it's amazing how actually that love barrier goes like that. But I can't say it's for everyone. I really don't necessarily think it is. We're a very creative bunch. We all do music, singing, painting. Um, I mean, we're just a very creative bunch. Anyway, so I can see uh, that being pushed aside. But still, like I said, I can see how most average person is going to be more involved and more into a nuclear family type thing. And so then the benefits is you have the ability to encourage. I mean, I experienced this. The honesty and the sharing and the thinking about other people, no matter what you're doing, and um, and kind of possessiveness. We actually have dealt with that, and however, I do also think that if you are in situations like that, um, there is a certain possession. Like there is that feeling that you do have some say so with me, even my body. It's like if something like the hair in the back of my neck or something bothers you, then okay, that we can adjust that. There's certain like this is you, you're touching me, and I'm touching you, and sharing that I think is is good, and you get a lot more communication, and you get a lot more empathy. You get a lot more what everybody's looking for, without actually trying to push those concepts as laws or rules and stuff. It's like you find your community, and like I said, this little plot of land, it's like loose socialism, because but I mean we do think about how that, but we know that that can't happen the further out you get. So I mean, I I think what we have here, I feel that our children, the people that have grown up here, because there's been a couple of generations, they're all wonderful. Many of them are married with children, wonderful jobs. Um, so yeah, I mean, I do think it is, but I doesn't. I and in my situation, desirable because of my creative spirit and because of my family's creative spirit. But yeah, I don't criticize anybody for doing the other, I guess is the best way I can say. And this is going to be 6 minutes long. So I hope I gave you enough. I really do. I'm sorry. But I got to go so I can get this up to you.